Hello everyone, I hope you are very well at home. Today I'm going to talk about the 7 ground-up skills. I'm going to explain 3 of them. The first one is self-awareness. What is it? Let me tell you that this is a really essential skill for adults that work with teenagers. Why? Because this is the capacity of reflection of true psychological maturity. Um, this leads with psychological perspective, you know. Let me tell you that without practicing this skill, teachers can receive understand feedback or criticism. Um, there are many questions that teachers can answer in order to increase the self-awareness. For example, uh, how do they come across others or what drives their behaviors? Also to think about the positive and negative traits of them. Um, Answering these questions helps teachers to understand and know who they are because it is very important to know who you are in order to help others. Because if you are lost, your students are going to get lost too. And also to think about the motivations that you have and the values that you have in your life is very important uh, for for this skill. The second round up skill is the self-control or self-mastery. Um, you know, this is really important too because mm, teachers have to be able to monitor their thoughts and feelings and desires and not act upon them because teenagers can do this when it comes to their impulses. So, teachers are not able to say what they think and act upon impulses and so on because we must have to act as professionals as we are. We have to think and take care of what we are going to say or what we are going to do. Um, because working with teenagers can look difficult and it is. So these ground up skills are going to help teachers to do their best at working with adolescents. The third ground up skill is the good judgment, and it is the teacher responsibility to practice it in the teenage world. Why? Because teenagers try to practice this skill, but at the end they need to be surrounded by adults. And why? Because they need to be protected from themselves when it is necessary. Um, this is when teacher's judgment comes into play because they are going to help to students to practice it. But sometimes teachers can feel isolated as professional as they are, and the best practice of it when teachers feel isolated is asking for help. This is the best practice of good judgment. So, these 3 skills are going to help teachers to know um, how to work better with teenagers.
Hello everybody, my name is Fernanda Flores and I will continue talking about skill number 4, which is the ability to deal with conflict. Okay, what we basically have to learn in this fourth skill is that teachers should know how to deal with their situations just by their own and try not to go over other people, probably consulting or asking for help, because that's not professionally appropriate. And it's better when you first look for the way to solve it in the classroom with your students or with the people who are involved, and then just in the case that you cannot solve it by your own because the things became stronger, something like that, then you go to consult other people and to ask them for help. But it's better when you know how to deal with your troubles just you alone. Now, let's take a look at the skill number 5, which is self-transcendence, or the ability to get over yourself. Well, this is something pretty important in teachers' lives. And if you wonder why, here is the reason. It is because you, as a teacher, work or are in service to a community and not to yourself. So you have to look for the wellness of your students and also the wellness of your colleagues, because you are a team, you are a community, you all are a community, and you have to understand two primordial things in this situation. First, you have to understand the importance of collaboration and cooperation. This is something pretty important because when you work as a team, then things result better. And also, a second thing that you have to understand is that you cannot take everything personally. Why? Because if you do it, you will feel sad or disappointed, or you will complain the whole life that you teach. Why? Because you will think that the other teachers or the students are talking about you, and when they refer to probably mistakes or things like those, they are talking about you, and then you get like offended or something like that, and it shouldn't be like that. You have to differentiate when someone is talking about anybody else or anything that is not related to you, and when they are really talking about you. And even if it were the case, you don't have to pay much attention about it. Of course you're going to feel it, but you don't have to focus just on that. You have to first look for the wellness of the relationship that you build with your students and with your colleagues. Okay, now in a skill number 6, we will see the ability to maintain boundaries. And this is also an important point for teachers, because you have to know that there's a balance between too strict and too flexible. You're gonna be the type of teacher who lets the students lead or guide in the classroom, but you don't have to take the leadership also just for your own, because that's not appropriate. The students also have the chance to give opinions and to let you know what they feel, or if they feel comfortable or not, right? You have to understand that you as a teacher have a role, and you have to respect that role, and also let your students know what their role is, so that everybody can respect that, and you can have a well-built relationship in an environment full of harmony. And last but not least, we will take a look at skill number 7, which is lifelong learning. In this skill, we will see that not only do teachers learn or keep on learning about the language, about the way they teach, their abilities and qualities, but they also learn about life, they learn about their psychology, they know about themselves. And it's pretty important because then they can know about their weaknesses and the things that they have to work in as teachers and as persons as well, so that they can give a better service to the community that I was talking some minutes ago. Good teachers never stop learning.
To conclude with this topic, let's take a quick look at the 5 things teenagers need from these run apps. Well, first, they need to distinguish between their needs and wants, and also understand that you are there to fulfill their needs but not their desires. Also, that you are going to respond and to relate to them but without reacting or feeling identified with any of their situations. Also, you have to be friendly but not their friends. So you have to be kind and polite, but neither do they want to know about your lives nor you want to know about their lives. Also, you have to focus on their needs and not on yours. Remember that you are there to serve a community